Michael Vick now joining me, brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing. It's so interesting because, Michael, I'm looking around the league now, and I see a lot of Michael Vicks. I see guys who aren't the classic 6'4", and guys that can move. Let's start with this. I defended Russell Wilson today. I said, take him off this team. How many games do they win? I can tell he's pressing. So let's go back. I'm not sure if it was Atlanta or it was Philadelphia. You had a team that couldn't stop anybody. Yeah. And I want you to take me. Was it Philadelphia back about 6-7 years ago?
It was Philadelphia 2012.
And you couldn't stop anybody. Tell me what it's like when you're a quarterback knowing you have to win by shootout.
You feel like you got to do everything. You feel like the onus is on you to pass it, to run it, to direct the offense, to lead touchdown drives. You almost feel like you got to make up for what the defense is not going to do. And that season, I can vividly remember being 3-1, getting off to a good start. I was cooking. I was playing well. Even the guys around me was playing well. Even with the offensive line shuffle that we had going on, we was holding it down. And the defense was doing the same, but you could still see the flaws. And, it was a lot of high-scoring games. And it started out well, but it didn't finish well. We finished 4-12. We started out 3-1. And then we lost a bunch of games. But I just felt like I had to do everything. I had to be perfect. And I know Russ is feeling that. It's a natural thing as a quarterback when your defense is not playing as well and when you're getting knocked around and getting hit. You start trying to do too much, become careless with the football. You start throwing it into traffic. You start trying things. And, it's sort of a natural progression, as a quarterback to try to, play the hero. And I know that's what Russell is doing right now. It's unfortunate, but sometimes this is how the game goes.
So I'm not worried about Lamar Jackson. He lost to Bill Belichick in a monsoon. I think the Ravens have other issues. What is your take? Because we loved Baltimore last year, but I don't think the onus is just on Lamar. Are there things that you worry about? Do you worry about Lamar? You know him very, very well. What do you worry about with them?
I don't worry about Lamar. When I look at the game last night, Lamar was very efficient in the passing game, even though it was a monsoon coming down and it was inclement weather. I was never a good passer of the football in the rain. Lamar has a big hand, so obviously, the grip was there. He threw the ball well. He ran it well, over 300 yards of total offense. But Bill Belichick has a way of taking away the things that you do best. What I am concerned about with the Baltimore Ravens is the run defense.
Yeah,
the Patriots is physical at the point of attack last night. And we talk about it all the time. The team who has the most success in the run game is going to have the direct correlation to winning the football game. So, I'm not worried about Lamar. I think they need to pick it up in a couple of different areas. But I honestly say this, if it was a dry night last night, I think they would have had a better chance of winning. And there was some drops and some plays that wasn't made. It was the fumble that Ingram had that, it's not on Lamar. It's on the offense as an entirety. So, they just got to keep pushing forward and kind of put the game last night behind them.
Yeah, that's how I feel. So the one guy that runs around in this league, I think you're much faster than Russell Wilson, but I watch Kyler, and I do see some of Michael Vick. You know what I mean? Like, you weren't the classic 6'3" guy. You would outrun defenders. Russell doesn't outrun defenders. Russell, he runs smartly, but he didn't outrun anybody. Kyler outruns dudes. When you watch Kyler Murray, what are things? I mean, do you watch him and think, man, he does that better than me? Do you see yourself in him?
I put myself in Kyler's shoes, and if I would have had that spread offense, because the offense he's running, it looks fun. It's dynamic. It's totally throwing defenses off, and obviously you have to have the right guy behind the center in order to make it work. And Kyler's that guy. He's got exceptional speed and quickness. You can't see him behind the offensive line. And then when he raises up the throw, he's throwing the football accurately. So, this guy's going to take the league by storm. He's going to continue to play and ascend in the right direction. He's going to continue to get better. Sky's the limit for this guy. And Arizona, is in really good shape in terms of their schedule and the future with Kyler Murray quarterback. I see a lot of him and me, man, but I will say he's doing it a lot better.
Well, I think you said something that's interesting is that he is hard to see behind the line. Like that, there is a deception part to Kyler Murray that's real. Now, Tua is not being asked to do as much, but I got to tell you, in terms of judgment, a lot of this league, Michael, you've been there. You have a quarter second. Whatever it is, Tua makes really good, quick decisions. What do you make of the Dolphins and Tua so far?
I think starting with Tua, on top of him making good decisions, it's his vision. Somewhere like Kyler Murray, us guys in that 6 feet or less category, we got to be, good decision makers, but we also have to have the vision because we're not 6'3", we're not 6'4", we don't drop back and just see things developing. We got to see it pre-snap, and we got to see it happening as we drop and as the play is going on. And it's not the easiest thing. You got to naturally find passing lanes, and that's what Tua's doing.
Yeah.
And it's equating to his accuracy. So I think all that bottled up together makes him who he is. And the fact that, he's left-handed doing it makes it even sweeter for me to watch. But this kid is just, he's a diamond in the rough. And, we was talking about a couple of weeks ago him being on the audition. Well, I think he's past that audition. I think the Miami Dolphins can move forward with him. Fortunately for him, they have an incredible defense. I think they excel in all three phases of the game, and all Tua has to do is just do his part. And, from the decision-making, he was the same way in Alabama, threw the ball accurately, made good decisions. And, it's a direct parallel right now to the NFL. He's doing the same thing. It's been no drop-off. So he's only going to continue to get better. He said the game is getting easier for him, and hopefully it continues to stay that way.
Yeah, you make a really good point. It's like Alabama. Throw 25 times, complete 18, don't make any picks. Alabama's always got great defense. There is a parallel between what Brian Flores is about and what, by the way, Brian Flores is a Belichick disciple. Nick Saban's a Belichick disciple. It is, and I'm sure there were phone calls about this. I think you're right. Tua's doing the Alabama thing. So, all right, Michael, great seeing you. 13 years, 4 Pro Bowls. Michael Vick. Thanks, buddy. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.